Perfectly timed. What are you fighting, Kaine? Oh, magic resist.
何しに来た？助けに来たんだよ。
感動するのは後でよい。
感動なんかするか。
なぜこれほど急に魔物が。
わからない。村の方にも出ている。助けに行こう。封印されし言葉も見つかるかもしれない。
Never forget, Kaine runs like Naruto. Would have been a nice addition to have Kaine as a playable. Alright, Stinky Boy. What do you do? Hand slaps and gas, I think? Oop, got your nose.
"私があのデカブツを抑えているから、お前は雑魚を頼む。村のみんなはどうしてあんなひどいこと。いいんだ、すべて事実だからね。
奴が掴んでいるものは何だ。あそこから魔物を排出しておるようだ。
あのタンクから壊そう。
Speed strats. Oop, got your tail.
逃げてばかりだ。
カイネ、僕が追い詰めるからカイネはあっちで待ち伏せして。
分かった。無理はするな。
Well, also, I'm just better at the game now, Huff. You'll remember the first time through, we got pretty whomped by this guy. Whereas now I have the strats.
逃がしてない。追撃するのだ。
これでカイネと挟み撃ちできる。
See ya, Crow.
ここで終わりだ。
我らも行くぞ。
Out of my way. None of you need to die today.
もう逃がしはせぬぞ。
カイネがいてくれると心強いよ。
政治は嫌いだ。共倒れはごめんだぞ。
全力で頑張るよ。
Be gassy boy.
カイネ、あたしだよ。おばあちゃんだよ。大きくなったね。
カイネ、どうしたの？
久しぶりだね。カイネに会えておばあちゃんは嬉しいよ。
おばあちゃん。
どうだいカイネ、おばあちゃんのとこに来ないかい？誰にも頼れずどこにも属せず、ずっと一人で辛い仕打ちと怒号の中生きてたって仕方ないだろう。ねえカイネ。
それだけか。話はそれだけか。
何言ってるんだいカイネ。おばあちゃんは。
話が終わったんなら、その臭い口でもう二度と喋れないように粉々に刻んでやるって言ってんだ。この野郎。おばあちゃんは絶対に言わない。生きていたって仕方ないなんて、死んだって言わない。だから話をどれほど死にたくても、おばあちゃんの敵を討つまではずっとこの醜い体を晒して生きてきた。その時間がどれほど長く耐え難いものだったか、お前にわかるか？はあ？
今だ。
分かった。
I didn't realize this track had a vocal version. Maybe the vocal version only plays here?
カイネ。
あやつ、あのまま死ぬつもりだ。今のあやつにとっては死が最も安らげる場所なのかもしれない。
Hell no.
白が決めちゃダメだ。死んだ方がいいなんて勝手に決めちゃダメだよ。どんな状況でもどんな状態でも人には生きる価値があるんだ。誰にだって明日が必要なはずさ。カイネにだってヨナにだって。
その熱弁は本人に振るってやれ。
おばあちゃん、もういいよね。
It's not over yet.
カイネ、こっちだよ。諦めちゃダメだよ。生きるんだよ。絶対に諦めちゃダメだ。
まったく手間のかかる女だ。
What? Was all a dream?
またあの夢を見た。抗いようのない苦痛と悲しみが襲う夢。私は何か大切なことを忘れている気がしていた。折れてしまった剣を見るたび、魔王との壮絶な戦いを思い出す。
Oh, boy.
ヨナという少女を救ったあの日から3年。私はやるべきことを成し遂げたはず。なのになぜ私は泣いていたのか。あれから3年経った今もあの日の疑問に答えを出せずにいた。
Now, everybody's lost memory,
嫌な夢を見た。
but the tree exists, which should have record.
くそ。魔物を殺しに行くか。
Well, it looks like we do indeed get playable Kaine. Possibly, that's a fair point. Ooh, hang on, hang on. Extra aerial dash. Oh, is this how you get the pisser off achievement?
調子に乗るな。
What happens if we poke you? You don't have a pod to poke. Ah, nothing. Dang. Sword.
やめておけ。邪魔だ。
Does at least have multiple lines for it.
何が楽しいんだ？見たな。何を見てる？
Have we started looping lines yet? I don't think we have.
やめろ。次はないぞ。
In before she kicks you so hard it breaks the game.
この変態野郎が。何度も何度も。どうやら死にたいらしいな。
That's pretty great, actually.
またあの夢を見た。嫌なくす。
The fact that it game overs you is fantastic.
守え。
The question is now, how much game is there? I legitimately don't know how much. What? Huh, also, hang on. Can I do it from here? Oh god, really? Is it that much?
たくさんの魔物を殺した。だが魔物は悪いやつばかりではなかった気がする。どうして私はそのことを知っているんだ。
Oh, bother. I can't really stream tomorrow night.
目障りな奴らだ。片付けてやる。
That's a fucking combo, yo. Fucking surf him into down punch? Hell yeah. That's some Dante shit.
魔物が潰れろ。魔物が増えている。ヨナの村の方を見ておくか。
Now hang on. Are there drops? She does have the Naruto run, which is amusing. Someone might want to buzz the Frenchman. Actually, I don't know if he wants to see this. Hmm. Well, that's a good start. Oh no, Piggy!
死んでいる。いつか私も。
They killed the piggy! Those bastards! Yeah. Well, welcome to Bear Streams, Potato. We explore. That's because we put it back up to hard mode. Honestly, these actually die really quick, considering we're on hard mode. We must be doing, like, an obscene amount of damage. Level 49. she has a 999 sword. That's why we are doing an obscene amount of damage. Well, yeah, because NieR's sacrifice reverted her back to a full human, not a half. Note the arms and the legs. Tyran is no longer in her head. Well, shit. Alright, how far am I allowed to muck about? Dead piggy, dead boat. Big boy! Go! Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe they'll use the cannony boy. Well, I suspect, because it is the world of the recycled vessel, I suspect that the, like, cannony boy had been at least somewhat made. And they just finished it. That's a lunateer! It's not an equip, it's a healing item. 100% heal. Flower? What? Oh. Oh. What the?
こんなところに月の涙が何かあったはずなんだ。くそ。何か。
Thankfully, it's quite a small world, so that's not hard to do. I'm curious if we can upgrade her weapon. Actually, I guess it's already 999. What would it upgrade to? I don't know, Wiki. I literally don't know how long it is. Oh, I should see if she has a down stab.
ロボット山にて生産されていた防衛ロボット。これより先はロボット山の武器屋。入れないのか。
I think we've seen more of those magic-y boys in the last 5 minutes than we have in the entire playthrough. They were almost not in the game. Well, So I hadn't intended to stream tomorrow night, because I know work's going to run long, and I got a thing on Sunday, so... Because I can go for another, like, 2 hours?
おい、誰かいないか。くそ。
Never this many people in the village.
機械どもがなぜ
What?
こいつらが殺したのか。
The fuck? It's like Chubby variants. This is automata music. So it's reskins of the bots from Robot Mountain.
まだいるのか。次から次へと。
Like these are the red eye variants, the zappy ones, the yellow eyed variants. Unfortunately, the way you deal with the yellow eyed variants is with Dark Blast, which we obviously don't have.
なんでこんなところから機械ども。
Was I right about the Tree of Memory?
突然
なんだここは。木の中にこんな場所が。どうやら
This is new. There was nowhere like this in the original game. This isn't even recycled.
ようこそ人類の海へ。ようこそ財閥の墓場へ。
なんだ。
君はレプリカント。作られた存在。個体名はカイネ。
誰だ。どこにいる。
落ち着いて。急がないで。すぐに会える。
気味の悪い奴らだ。
The younger voice sounds very familiar.
植物を模した統合情報管理データベース。記憶ユニットに現象を記録し伝達している。
ブツブツとわけのわからないこと。
もちろん君の情報も観測されている。君はゲシュタルト計画を阻んだ。オリジナルゲシュタルトを殺したせいで行き場を失ったゲシュタルトたちが暴走。
Don't like this.
レプリカントが犠牲になっている。
さっさと顔を見せろ。
急がなくても
This was much better as implied than spelled out. Like, you could put all this together for yourself if you understood the story. I don't like the fact that it's just outright telling you. Like, if you paid attention to the story, you understand you ended humanity. They got spicy all of a sudden. As I said, these things are really annoying to take on without a ranged attack. So forcing you to fight them without a ranged attack is unpleasant. This isn't going to connect up to the door that doesn't open in NieR Automata, is it?
やあ、よく来てくれたね。やあ、よくも来てくれたな。私たちのこの君は元気だね。これでは会話にならない。では、戦おう。
Ground poundy boy?
ああ、何を言ってる。
Modified P32 unit.
こいつら。
Yeah, but its moveset is a modified P32. The rocket boosters are a new trick. The music has gone Art and Elico. Should have guessed not to block that. That went weird.
君が本当に興味深いね。君が本当に期待通りだね。こっちに来て。君は強い。その強さをサンプリングさせてもらった。君が旅をしていた頃、一番強かった時を再現した。
これが私だと。
これが機械によって落ちた君の模型。植物をベースにした未承諾ローユニットをマサによって結合させている。この森と同じ。量子力学とマサ研究
The red eyes are a problem, certainly.
巨大な記憶を持る。世界の全てを記録している森。
わけがわからないんだよ。
理解する必要はない。あなたが殺すことを愛しているから。そうでしょ。
脆いな。私はこんなにやわじゃないぞ。
君のコピーをいくら破壊しても無駄だよ。破壊されても分解し、再構成するから。まだまだ楽しみだね。いよいよ終わりだね。
うっせえんだよ。バラバラに解体して潰してやる。くそ。
そろそろ終わり。そろそろ限界。残念だね。
くそ誰が。
Oi!
カイネさん、大丈夫ですか？
エミル。
はい。とりあえず。やー
Ultium!
ご無事で何よりです。あの魔法陣に強い魔力を感じます。エネルギーの元になっているようです。あれを壊せばカイネさんたちも消えるはずです。
わかった。
僕が魔法陣を壊すのでカイネさんたちを壊してください。今のカイネさんを壊すっていうのは本物のカイネさんのことじゃなく。
分かってる。集中しろ。
10年に作られた魔法兵。
Okay, the damage adds up.
の魔法陣に強い魔力を感じます。エネルギーの元になっているようです。
Okay. All right. Now play nice. This is getting very automata-like.
失ったものはこの先にある。君が取り戻す最後の希望が。
なんでしょうか、ここは。敵はいないみたいですが。
エミール、さっきは騒がしくて話せなかったが、あの後一体何があった？どこにいたんだ？それになんで腕が4本もあるんだ？
カエネさん、そんなにいっぱいは話しきれませんよ。
分かってる。心配したんだぞ。
カエネさん、でもまた会えました。
ああ、そうだな。
I wonder if Emil remembers. Yeah, this is big time spoilers if you plan to play this day. this is the cathedral where the birds were? Oh, hello. Huh? Hey, Queen, how's it going?
カイネさん、僕何か大切なことを忘れてるような気がするんです。
エミールもか。
カイネさんも。
ああ、なんだか知らないが頭の中にもやみたいなものがかかってて。
僕誰かと何かを約束したような気がするんです。何か美味しいものを食べるような。
じゃあ取り戻さないとな。
はい。
I thought you were going for a gag there, Hoff, of remember the main character? No, you don't. But we're currently inside the Tree of Memory. Are you about to throw the Square Enix headquarters at me?
この先に膨大な魔力を感じます。
エミール、無茶なことはするな。絶対だ。
分かっています。カイネさんもですよ。もう一人にはなりたくありませんから。
ああ。
Not exactly this, but something similar, certainly. Which I think is the point.
Shiro.
カイネさん、奥に強い魔力を感じます。
この場所は特別な場所。あなたにとっても世界にとっても。
死んだ方がいいなんて勝手に決めちゃダメだよ。
この声、夢と同じ。
聞いたことがあるような。
これは君たちの記憶。何度も繰り返し綴った記録。
アイネがいたからここまで来れたんだ。
これはくそ。
苦しい。
耳障りなんだよ。口を閉じたろ。くそ。はい壊れろ。
Okay.
エミール、
ここは君の記憶。ここは君の記録。ここは君の世界。
It's the Automata UI with the Automata graphics. Oh my. Even the mini-map.
なんだこれは。
君の奥底にある甘い記憶。閉じられていた苦い記録。
魔物。
ゲシュタルト化された人間の魂。これは記録によって再現されたデータ。君が殺してきた本物の人類。
Again, I'm really not fond of the fact that it's spelling it out for you.
お前らの話すのはわけがわからないんだよ。この腐れ。
I much preferred it like with the base game where it was implied what was going on. Like, yes, by beating the game, you ended humanity. But the game doesn't outright say that. You need to put the facts together yourself from what everything means.
悪趣味なことしやがって。
君は様々な声を聞いた。恐怖、騒ぎ、激高、孤独。それらには意味がある。
Our mind is expanding. platform on which we stand is expanding.
うるさいうるさいうるさい。魔物は殺しだけだ。
No, this is about what he should be on hard. It's just that the last 2 runs we did on normal to speed the process up. Death of her grandma? Yep.
お前は何度でも殺してやるよ。
This is the thing that killed her grandma.
やろうな。 うるさい。ギタギタに切り刻んでやるよ。やろう。
Nice touch having the damage UI change. It's holding
飛ばした時
uh,
いたはずなんだ。なぜ
one of the houses from the Eyrie, which is its sort of form 2. What?
胸くそ悪いもの見せやがって殺す。
Oh my. That does a lot of damage. Problem is, the way to fight this guy is with magic,
誰かがいたはずなんだ。なぜ
and Kaine doesn't have magic.
胸くそは
Yeah, whew, they do tons of damage.
殺す。 私はお前らの他に が集まっている。
Don't have a ranged attack.
かかってこいこの体が
Oh, this is a game influenced by Platinum developers, you say? This is just the sequence from Metal Gear Rising.
おぞましい姿の魔物月め。
お前は呪われてるんだ。お前がいる限りこの村に平和など来ない。
うるさい黙れ黙れくそこのままじゃ
Oh boy. When Kaine's eyes flutter open, she sees a dozen villagers quizzically staring back. After a moment, she realizes she's collapsed on the ground, where sharp stones dig at her flesh like... Whatever, that's not important right now. She pulls herself to a knee before rising on unsteady feet and sparing a glance at her surroundings. Fuck, she mutters. What happened? Wasn't I just fighting shades? Her mind races as her hands grope unconsciously for the blade that had been her constant companion for so very long. Though she can't explain it, it's clear she has somehow been transported to an entirely new world. Well, not entirely new. She recognizes the hawk-shaped weather vane twisting slowly in the wind above her, fills the small round homes with wisps of smoke drifting into the air. Of course, there are the villagers currently staring at her with a mixture of fear and disgust. Oh yes, they are a familiar sight indeed. It's in the Eyrie. It's home. Something the matter, girl? Kaine spins around at the voice and sees a woman ravaged by time. Her narrow hips barely seem strong enough to hold her body upright, while the shawl wrapped around her thin frame appears ready to fall at any moment. Grandma? Is that really you? Her grandmother's eyes grow almost comically wide before blinking several times in succession. What's wrong, fool girl? Is your head lost in dreams? Dreams? Must be a dream? It feels so real. She's dead. Grandma's dead. Check goddamn Shade killer. This isn't a dream. How the hell is she here? Unless those Shades killed me too. That must be it. I'm dead. I'm dead. This is... Oh, stop with that nonsense already. Kaine flinches as her grandmother raises a hand in the air, expecting pain to come as correction for her foolishness. Instead of a blow, her grandmother simply places a hand upon her granddaughter's cheek. The warmth of it instantly spreads from her cheek to her face before filling her entire body with a kind, beautiful light. What's wrong, girl? Asks her grandmother. You upset? Do you want to go home? Kaine feels tears coming to her eyes and struggles to hold them back. She still has no idea what is happening. She knows one thing for certain. This is her grandmother. Sorry, Grandma. Not sure where my head was at there. Make sure you keep it attached, her grandmother chuckles as she pulls her hand away. This is a dream. Maybe I'm already dead. Don't know. But either way, not alone. As long as Grandma is with me, that's enough. Didn't I just tell you to stop spacing out, girl? Grandmother says with a cackle. Here now, hold this. Hands Kaine a large sack filled to bursting with all manner of fruits and vegetables. Damn, Grandma, this is a lot. Well, it's important to treat yourself every now and again. Besides, the villagers may hate us, but the bastards are more than willing to take our money. Lend support as we can, even if they have to hold their noses while we do it. Grandmother trails off, as if trying to remember something. Slowly turns around. Well, what do you know? In all the excitement, I forgot to buy my medicine. A thin smile wavers on her face for a moment before vanishing into a lifetime's worth of crevices and wrinkles, causing Kaine to take a concerned step forward. Oh, Grandma, that's fine. You go home and rest. I'll get the medicine. Grandmother hesitates, clearly trying to weigh her own need for rest against her granddaughter's odd behavior for a moment there. Before she can start to argue, Kaine charges ahead, ignoring the small voice in her head that's telling her what a bad idea this is. Really, Grandma, it's fine. Go home. I've got this. Pulls her grandmother's ancient wallet from her fingers, an act that requires a surprising amount of strength. Besides, you know how stubborn I am. Once my mind is set, there's no changing it. Wonder where you got that from. Seeing that further argument will be useless, her grandmother slowly turns and begins the long journey home. Kaine watches the figure recede from her vision, waiting for what seems an eternity to ensure everything's alright. Once the frail shadow finally vanishes over the horizon, she turns on a heel and makes for the apothecary. "Oh there," says the elderly apothecary as Kaine enters the store. "Here for Carly's medicine, are you?" Few villagers that have ever bothered to learn her grandmother's name, she and the apothecary were old friends. Perhaps that was the reason he'd always shown her kindness when so many others did not. Yeah, if it's not a bother." The shopkeeper immediately sets about his work, deftly pulling bottles and herbs from the shelves and mixing them with a practiced hand. Soon, a peculiar smell begins to drift through the store, one that immediately reminds Kaine of her childhood. "There you are," says the apothecary as he holds out a small cloth bag. "Sorry for the wait. Oh, and say, it's a fine portrait you drew of your grandmother. It's just like her, so it does. Honestly, I'd never seen Carly so over the moon about anything. Brags about it every time she stops by." "You saw that?" says Kaine, her eyes narrowing. Said portrait was something she had whipped up one day after getting her hands on some crayons. Call it rough would be an act of purest generosity. The idea her grandmother was displaying it around town makes Kaine's stomach want to sink down to her feet before slinking off into a hole somewhere. "You bet I saw it," the pleased apothecary said. "Brought it all the way here just to show me." "Aye, but it's been a long time since I've seen something so wonderful." Kaine's mind begins to whirl. The picture was shit. She was sure it was shit. Yet, the man's reaction displayed the exact opposite opinion. "Just being nice to me?" The apothecary, as if sensing her skepticism, doubles down. "Really tell you put your heart into it. It was simply wonderful." Thanks," offers Kaine. Just wants the entire conversation to be over. She briefly considers how she's going to make her grandmother see so little traveling art show, and realizes that train has likely left the station. Taking her head to banish her increasingly shrill thoughts, grips the bag of medicine tightly and turns to leave. Just as she reaches the door, she hears a loud thud from somewhere back in the shop. Kaine turns around to see the apothecary crouching on the floor. Hey there, you okay?" The man does not reply. Kaine moves towards him. She assumes he just slipped on something, or perhaps hit his head on one of the low-hanging shelves in the crowded shop. The moment she draws close to him, she hears him begin to scream inside her mind. "Leg, my leg, my leg, my leg! Oh God, where's my leg?" Panicked, Kaine looks down and discovers that the man's leg is gone. "Help me!" screams the voice in her head. "Help me!" Kaine looks on in horror. The man's fingers begin to shimmer and vanish. He reaches out for her with his other hand, only to find that, too, is no longer there. Soon his arms go, then his legs. Then the side of his face warbles out of existence, causing a stray eyeball to roll out of its socket and onto the floor. "Girl," says the voice. Could even be called that anymore. "I can..." A moment later, what remains of the pitiful shopkeeper collapses into a heap of ash, releasing a small puff into the suddenly silent air. Kaine stumbles back in horror. Hears a cacophony of terror rising up outside. God, what's happening? My arms! Where are my arms? How can't I see? Kaine bursts out of the store and finds herself in a nightmare. Homes slough off the side of cliffs, taking out pieces of the scaffolding as they fall. Screams echo out everywhere, creating an opera fit for hell. Villagers run in mad circles before exploding into dust, their clothing drifting this way and that as it floats untethered through. She stares at the scene wide-eyed. A single thought suddenly inserts itself into the forefront of her mind. I've never encountered the word slough before either. That's an odd one. To cast off or become cast off. To crumble slowly and fall away. Once again, somebody breaking out their fucking English degree. Grandma. Kaine breaks into a run, the crumbling world around her suddenly forgotten. She leaps from one piece of falling debris to the next, using them as stepping stones to cross a world that is increasingly losing cohesion. She continues her mad dash, flecks of ash are blown into her face. Her mouth, her eyes. Ash, 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 buildings and people, all reduced to so many cinders in the wind. Soon, she arrives at her childhood home. Once a place of precious memories, a place she regarded as an oasis in an increasingly mad world. Now, it's nothing but a pile of ash. She gapes unbelievingly at the sight. A faint sound suddenly reaches her ears. Nay. She's alive. Grandma's alive. Speed born out of panic, she leaps into a giant pile and begins shoving it aside. It stings her eyes and burns her lungs, but she continues on, heedless of the danger. Finally, she pulls a small, blackened form out of it. Come on, Grandma, she whispers. Getting out of here. Without waiting for a response, Kaine gathers her grandmother in her arms and breaks into a mad run, hoping to escape the chaos. The waves of ash have become a tsunami. Before she can make it more than a few desperate steps, it reaches out with a cruel hand and overwhelms them. Kaine stumbles and falls, sending her and her grandmother tumbling into. One glance at her feet is enough to reveal the culprit. Her right leg has vanished at a point just below the knee. Take more than that to stop me, mutters Kaine as she slings her grandmother over her shoulder and begins to crawl away. We're gonna make it. We're gonna live. She crawls, her grandmother seems to grow lighter, as if trying to magically reduce the weight of her own burden. Kaine continues to struggle. It's a small, soft voice enter her ear. Thank you, Kaine. As the voice drifted away, the last pile of ash that used to be her grandmother drifts away on a soft breeze. Kaine screams, possibly sad and lonely sound, begins trying to pull the ashes back to her. Can't be happening. Can't be happening. The ashes are mingling with all the other detritus from the collapsed village. Soon she can no longer tell which particles belong. Come on, come on! Well, fuck on already! She continues her frantic digging. Her hand suddenly closes around a piece of soft, ragged fabric. Grandmother's shawl. Knew this place was a lie. Knew it, but still couldn't do anything. Save anyone. Couldn't even escape. Just felt peace in the place, and I accepted it. Wanted it. That's why there was nothing here. No reason to live. No goal. No anything. This is why I'm... Suddenly, a new voice enters Kaine's world.
Oi. 聞こえているか？
After a moment, the voice calls out, louder, clearer.
あやつを取り戻すのだろう。
Him? Replied Kaine. Who are you talking about?
まったく手間のかかる女だ。
Though the voice immediately begins to grate on Kaine's nerves, something else as well. Kind of warmth, almost a familiarity.
共に旅をした仲間であろう。
Says the voice, which causes something deep in Kaine's memories to surge forth. Right. They're friends. I was fighting to get one of them back. At this realization, a blinding, radiant beam of light shoots out across the ash-covered world. Covering her eyes with one trembling hand, Kaine reaches for
とっ
it.
とと戻ってこい。この腐れ下着女。
Now, what was I saying that we need to fight this guy? Ranged fucking weaponry.
まだ思い出せるか。 思い出に浸っている暇はないぞ。
あいつ取り戻す。
我の魔法で奴を破壊するのだ。魔法の使い方はわかる。派手にやってやれ。
言われなくてもクソを気にしてやるよ。
我の力を使え。魔法で叩き落とすのだ。
Now, the fact...
よし、叩き込んでやれ。
潰す。
keep in mind, this version of the game, Vice is re-voice cast and voiced by Pod 42.
次は仕留めるぞ。
なあシロ、
どうした？
ありがとう。
悪いものでも食べたのか。
飛ばすぞクソ吹き神。
その調子だ。
Oops, got a little too close.
おい、分かってるか、下着。お前がやろうとしていることは。
知るか。私はもう決めたんだ。
そうか。 また幻覚に惑わされるんじゃないぞ、下着女。
分かってる。もう迷わない。
一気に畳みかけるぞ。
ああ、全部終わりにしてやる。
とどめだ。
Kaine's gonna do the big magic. Getter bean? That's new. Oh, that's not a line you wanted to say.
うるさい、うるさい、うるさい。私は決めたんだ。誰の指図も受けない。私は刃になるって決めたんだ。お前の刃になるって決めたんだ。絶対に取り戻してみせる。ふざけんな。勝手に消えてどういうつもりなんだ。自分が生きてる意味は自分が決める。この命も私が勝手に使う。だからとっとと戻ってこい。この腐れやろう。
Wait, what?
あとは頼んだぞ、下着女。
It's come back on the wrong side. That's a flower? That's... a seed of resurrection?
僕たちの過去は間違いだったのかもしれない。
でも後戻りはしない。
たとえこの世界が終わるとしても、
ここは大切な人がいる世界だから。
Yeah, one does not get re-existed with clothes. We established that rule with Zero. From that flower. Oh my. But well, you know what? It's probably best if Eddie does. That way he's not covering the credits. Okay, so girl and boy are the voices of 2B and 9S. Being the system AI. What now? Huh. That's new. Isn't the sword for NieR usually Beast Lord, though? Was it? That's not Beast Lord. That's the sword you get at the start of part 2. It's the first two-handed sword you get. The one I thought was Kaim's sword. What is this?
みんないる？
おるぞ。
います。
ああ、
ではプレイヤーの皆さん、このゲームをプレイしていただき本当にありがとうございます。
あ、ヨナ、寝てないとダメじゃないか。
大きい方のお兄ちゃん。ごめんね。でも、これで本当に最後だから。そうよ。多めに見てあげて。かわいい妹の頼みだぞ、お兄ちゃん。
ポポルさんにデボルさんも来ちゃったの？
なんか面白そうだな、カイネ。
誰？
キュラン、話がややこしくなる。引っ込んでろ。
このままでは長くなる。さっさと終わらせよ。
はあ、終わっちゃうってなると寂しいですね。
でもいつかは言わないと。それにきっとまた会えるよ。
本当ですか？
腹が減ってきた。そろそろ終われ。
では、改めて。
プレイヤーの皆さん、このゲームをプレイしていただき、せーの。本当にありがとうございました。
Huh. That's nice. How does this... Because it said go to her house to get something. That's a bit of a walk, though. The sword I was talking about, actually, since we're here, is, that one. Yeah, it's different on like close inspection. That's game still does seem to be in its like end game state. Storage server? In what sense?
Yeah.
That's gonna be the quickest way to get to a home. Definitely wasn't a few hours, though. It was nowhere near as long as I was worried it was going to be. I don't know how you get a few hours out of that. Like, we were on hard mode. And that took like an hour. Now, this gives us a 999 power straight sword. The only problem is, if it's still got 0 magic scaling, then it's just worse. Zero magic scaling. I wonder, though... We're gonna go have a talk to Gideon. It's a weapon. Oh, you asshole. Why am I still collecting shit? Actually, I suppose there is some value to it. It gets magic scaling. Plus 100. It is now officially the strongest weapon in the game. $999 attack power, 100% match scaling. Aine's sword. She fears. She fears the pain, the suffering, the sadness of losing those she cherishes. However faint, that feeling alone remained with her. Fights. Swordsmanship is so violent, it wards off sorrow itself. Nothing can stop her vengeful blade, its grim work. Not even the fountains of blood that cloud her vision. Dreams. Darkness sings to her of solitude and despair. She resists time and time again, never breaking. Presses on. Even if the future that awaits has no meaning, she presses on. This is the... because this is the world with me. Ha! Nice touch, game. Well done. It's, yeah, I mean, its point is basically done. There's no real use for it, except that, well, so the weapon completion would be more than 101% because there's the DLC weapons as well. It's not entirely useless, and I'll show you why. Because there's two things left to do. This. Upgrade 33 weapons to max. Which that's where Kaine's sword's gonna come in useful, because it'll give speedier farming, because it's a better weapon. And then there's this, which is speedrun Part 1. This, I think, will be the first game I platinum. Because literally all that's left to do is... yes, I'm sure it's part 1. All that's left to do is the rest of the weapon upgrades and the speedrun. And, like, the speedrun shouldn't be a problem. Like, if I literally skip everything, I reckon I could get part 1 done in 2-3 hours, tops. So, My memories are vague half, but what I remember of the book version of the original ending E was that they revive Oni-chan NieR from the Tree of Memories. I'm gonna guess it didn't quite go into that level of detail, especially since Automata hadn't been written yet. But that's effectively now canonized ending E. Well, it was already canon, but now it's in the game, which I think I said at the start would be like the best possible thing they could do for remake was to add ending E into the game, and they did. Alright, so I need to max out 10 more weapons. Oh, it's part 1 and part 2? That's a little more challenging, but not really, especially not on normal. Like, we've already speedrun part 2 multiple times. I mean, in the, like, Replicant 1.2 sense, it's just the original game, but better with more. In the original game sense, it was already one of my favorite games, so that opinion has not changed. Is there any reason to play this instead of the original now? Sorry, is there any reason to play the original instead of this now? If you want to play as, like, a Papa NieR, obviously. But this just has the more content. I don't think there's anything else I need to check into. I just need the speedrun achievement, which I'll do on my own time. And the weapon upgrades achievement, which again, I'll do on my own time, because that's just gonna be big grind fest. I don't know if people would be interested in, like, what I would hope would be like a single stream follow-up where I just speedrun the game, the whole game, with like no movie sequences. I don't think that would be very interesting. Yeah, exactly. It's, yeah. Oh! Huh. I mean, we could just continue on from that. I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was still the Kaine save, because it was the K. I didn't read it properly. Yeah, we did once, because its file name changed. Yeah, because you had to trade in your Kaine save to get back your original save. They made Kaine playable for about an hour of gameplay. Credit to them. I think we're done? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for NieR on stream. At least for now. Tune in next year. Yeah, I think that's it. Sorry, I'm a bit lost. Yeah. We will definitely do Automata later in the year sometime. Next up, we'll be finishing off The World Ends With You, and then probably doing Resident Evil 8. And end the game? Which game? What? This? We're done. We're finished. All that's left is grinding out the last two achievements. One's a speedrun of the whole game. I thought it was just part one, but no, it is indeed the whole game. Shouldn't be too bad, but like... I don't know, Half. That's a sort of the happy ending? Sort of. You don't think about where it leads from there. Doesn't go down a happy road. Yeah, I think we're done. Next stream will be Super Robo Sunday. Should be Sunday night. Should be. But for now, that is all. Thanks for watching, everyone, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.